Good morning, Iona Prep. I'm Chris Chaser.
I'm Chris Condon.
Welcome to Gaelforce Live. Today is Tuesday, November 8th, and it's day 7. Students who are interested in service opportunities. Willow Towers Senior Center is looking for students to work with their residents. This is a great service opportunity for any students who live in New Rochelle. If you're interested, please see Mr. D'Alfonso. Attention all fall athletes. The Fall Sports Awards are held on Thursday, November 17th in the Tully Gym at 6 p.m. The response card is on the homepage of our website. Please download the response form and submit it with payment to the main office by Monday, November 14th. During the activity period tomorrow, the music ministry is hosting Doug Monroe, a Grammy-nominated Christian guitarist who was recorded with B.B. King, Dr. John, and many other rock and jazz greats. Any student or teacher who loves music should come to the chapel during Wednesday's activity period to see and hear this amazing guitar legend up close. The Gale Aviators and the Spanish Club will meet during the activities period this Wednesday. The Gale Aviators should report to room 304 for the simulation, and the Spanish Club to room 118. There will be a mandatory meeting after school today in room 207 for the National Honor Society. We will discuss the study center schedule. Please see Mr. Madonna with any questions. Tomorrow there will be a chemistry club meeting after school when the activity period is ended. That's tomorrow in room 120. New members are always welcome. The Wellness Committee will be holding a meeting today, Tuesday, November 8th, after school at 2:45 in room 305. Now for part 1 of 2 videos with Father Norton.
Good morning, Iron Prep. I'm Damien Garcia here, joined by Father Norton. You may know Father Norton because he does some of our community masses, and I thought it would be a great idea here on Gaelforce Live to ask Father Norton some questions so that way the student body as a whole can understand and learn more about Father Norton. So, Father, what high school and college did you first attend?
Well, I went to a Christian Brothers High School, but up in Boston, Massachusetts, where I grew up with my family, Catholic Memorial High School, and then I came down here to New York to attend Iona College, where I graduated from.
You graduated from, wow. And when did you first receive your calling to become a Christian brother?
Well, I had the brothers in high school, like the brothers are here, and I just really enjoyed my high school time and my connection with the brothers. Began to think about, while I was in high school, about the possibility of joining the brothers, of which I did right out of high school, and then entered into Iona College. In those days, we had a house of formation right near Iona College where we studied, where we lived, as we were studying to become brothers.
Wow. And then where did you serve as a Christian brother?
I spent 9 years teaching in elementary schools down in New York City, and then I went to All Hallows High School in the Bronx, and then I finally landed here.
And then why did you become a priest? Why did you make the transition from becoming a Christian brother to joining the priesthood?
That's a really great question. It's a great question because it's a challenging question, even for myself. I just really loved every moment of being a brother. I loved the community. I still am very connected to the brothers and still feel very close to the Christian brothers. But I also believe that God was asking me to serve Him as a priest here in New York, to be able to work with all kinds of people, not only students in high schools, but people in parishes, the elderly, the sick in hospitals. I also was very attracted to how many times I knew that I had gone to confession to a good priest who was kind and gentle, and therefore I wanted to be able to share in that reality. And so hearing confessions is very important to me because I think it's a real moment of encounter with Christ, and that's what really attracted me to the priesthood.
And then who has been your biggest inspiration so far in your life?
Wow. I've been really lucky. I've had some wonderful, wonderful mentors, people who I look up to. But I would have to honestly say to you, I mean, I was lucky. My parents are deceased now, but they were wonderful parents. I'm one of 8 children. They were faithful in going to Mass and their Catholic faith. They never forced me to become a brother or a priest. They never discouraged me. So I would have to say the big influence would have been my family, certainly my parents.
And then what parishes have you served as a priest at?
Well, it's funny that you should ask that question because I spent a big chunk of my time working in a high school in the Archdiocese. So I was the head of Kennedy Catholic High School, which is up in Somers, New York, and where I got to know Mr. Malecki and I got to know Mr. Casella. So that was my connection with them. But I served in St. John's in Mayapack, New York, in my first assignment, and now I'm at St. Benedict's down in the Bronx. And as I said, in between all of that was schoolwork.
And then this one's a little bit of a longer question. What has been the hardest part of becoming of being a priest? And then what has been your favorite part overall of being a priest?
I'm not sure I have the hardest part of. No, actually, I would say to you that I don't know if it's the hardest part, it's more of, I would use the word, a challenge. As my nieces and nephews, of which I'm proud to say I have 15 of them, but as I watch my nieces and nephews grow up, I think the challenge for me has always been, I would have loved to have been a dad and be able to watch my children grow up and what would they become. I'm lucky, again, I have a good family and they're all up in Massachusetts, so for me, the hard part is the separation of me being down in New York and them being up in Massachusetts. But I think, being away from my family has caused me to have a lot of friends here in New York, so that's been a gift and a blessing. But again, to kind of directly answer your question, I think the challenge for me has been my being in New York, my family being in Massachusetts, watching my nieces and nephews grow up from afar, and not having children of my own. But the great gift of my life, I have loved every single moment of my life as a brother and as a priest. I'm as happy as I possibly could be. People are so good, so kind, so generous. I have lots of friends. I have places that I have gone to and visited. Been to Rome, Italy, because of my connection to, obviously, with the Vatican. So there's just been great and amazing joy in being a priest and being a brother. I've been very happy. It's a fulfilling life. It's a busy life. There's nothing that you could say, oh my gosh, we're just sitting around doing nothing. There's always something to do, people to be with, events to go to. I've loved every second of it. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Those interested in trying out for the varsity B team this year, there will be workouts on Tuesday and Wednesday after school and another workout Friday morning. Official tryouts will be held next Saturday, November 12th at 8:45 a.m. Attention all freshmen. If you are interested in being a member of the freshman indoor track and field team, there will be a meeting today at 2:50 in the cafeteria. The meeting will last 20 minutes. Jazz ensemble rehearsal will be held after school today. Any new members interested in joining should speak with Mr. Raimundo. In the missions collection, we are just shy of $6,000 for the year. Very good start indeed. The top 5 has 2 junior homerooms. Ms. Maz's 205, followed by Mr. Muller's 200. Mrs. Chana's 120 is in third, followed by Mr. Fava's 109, and Mrs. Gray's 210. Gifts to the poor in the missions collection today. Attention polar plungers. There will be a special presentation in room 210 on Wednesday, which is an activity day. It will take place during the X period. Plan to be there as the plunge is Saturday and Mrs. Gray needs to go over some important information. If you still want to join the polar plunge team or need help fundraising, stop by room 210 after school today or during period X on Wednesday. And now for this day in history. Good morning, Iona Prep. I'm Chris Condon, and here's your day in history. November 8th. On this day in 1864, Northern voters overwhelmingly endorsed the leadership and policies of President Abraham Lincoln when they elected him to a second term. With his re-election, any hope for a negotiated settlement with the Confederacy is vanished. Adolf Hitler, president of the far-right Nazi Party, launches the Beer Hall Putsch in his first attempt at seizing control of the German government on this day in 1923. John F. Kennedy becomes the youngest man ever to be elected President of the United States, narrowly beating Vice President Richard Nixon on this day in 1960. Each year, Iona offers students a summer abroad exchange program called Experiment in International Living. It is a wonderful opportunity to travel and experience other cultures firsthand. There is some scholarship money available. Please mark Monday, November 14th on your calendar for a brief student interest meeting. The meeting for students and parents will be held Wednesday, November 16th. Please see Dr. Cullen for details. Today's lunch special is Philly cheesesteak. Today's college visits are Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences and Moravian College. Today's birthdays are Tristan Robbins and John Gardner. Well, that's all for today, Iona Prep. I'm Chris Chaser.
And I'm Chris Condon.
Have a great day.